We start with breaking news. The rewriting of Matric exam papers has been set aside. This judgment coming in a couple of minutes ago. Tseho is following it for us. So what is the ruling?
Well, Shahan, the ruling is, of course, then in favor of AfriForum and SADTU and all those that actually appeared requesting that this be the decision, that particular exams, that the rewrite of those two exams, Maths Paper 2 and Physical Science Paper 2, be set aside. The judge really saying in his ruling that he found that it was irregular and unlawful for that decision to be made and should be reviewed and set aside. He also concludes that the learners have a right to have their exam papers marked, which provides for, in terms of Regulation 45, which provides for such right irrespective of whatever proposal or certifications may be made by Umalusi now or in the future. So the decision announced by the minister is then set aside, of course, that the papers must be written on the 15th and 17th of December, respectively. The first and second respondents, which is, of course, the minister and Umalusi, are ordered to take all necessary steps to ensure that the examination answer scripts of those learners who have been found to have been involved in the irregularities pertaining to the examination of these particular papers, including the individual applicants in these urgent applications, be marked in accordance with the management plan, and then also that they then have to pay all the costs. So the first and second respondents, the minister and Umalusi, will have to pay all the costs that were incurred with this particular case, which took about 3 days.
Yeah, it's a damning judgment for the Basic Education Minister, Tseho. You, of course, have spoken to her several times about this decision of a rewrite. She was adamant that the proper process was followed.
Absolutely. She said that because of the investigations that were still underway, this was the only decision, then the only best decision that they needed to take, because Umalusi constantly saying that the integrity of the paper has been compromised and the integrity of the National Senior Certificate has been compromised. So she was adamant that this is the best decision that needs to be taken. Umalusi as well saying that this is the best decision that they needed to take at this particular time. Now, Shahan, there are, however, consequences for this particular decision, something that we heard in court yesterday from the Department of Basic Education. The consequences come that what happens then next year. Umalusi could decide on the 23rd of February, when the results are supposed to be announced, or just before then, that they're actually going to say that these particular exams and that the National Senior Certificate has been compromised and that the integrity has actually been completely lost with these particular exams. So that is the one thing that could possibly happen. And then the other could be that these learners will not receive their certificates, meaning they cannot apply for tertiary. So really the ripple effect to this particular decision is quite huge. But of course, this is a ruling that then favors SADTU, AfriForum and all the others that brought this case before the courts.
Yeah, I'm going to let you go and study that judgment further. You'll have updates after 5 o'clock. Our reporter, Tseho.